Hello, everybody. I'm Krasi. We will be looking at the month of August from both sidereal but also tropical modern perspective, which means that I'll make a brief overview of what the month of August will bring us. And after that, I'll be looking at each of the 12 ascendants. And I will mention the sidereal ascendant, which is the ascendant from the perspective of the ancient astrology, which is astronomical. And after that, I will also mention which is the corresponding modern astrology ascendant or even moon sign, so that you can use my descriptions and predictions for the system that you prefer to use. Now, what is happening in the month of August? Another very, very interesting month. A lot is happening, of course, in the sky. First of all, the first lunar crescent, which is describing how the month will look like for us. Why we look at the moon? Of course, the moon stays behind any action, just everything. Whatever we do, it is being either supported or not by the motion of the moon. So therefore we look at the first appearance of the lunar crescent, who is appearing a bit later than the beginning of August, but still this is happening in sidereal Leo. In Leo, the moon appears. This means that for the next days, the moon will have this energy of the lion, which is what? Which is, of course, courage, which is a lot, but also emotions, a lot to do with people's emotions, because at the moment when the first lunar crescent appears in the evening on the western horizon, the moon then will meet also Mars, who is invisible, who partially is behind these warm temperatures all over the world, but also the moon is meeting Venus and Mars. So this is the first appearance of the moon, while the sun and the totally invisible Mercury will be in Cancer. Very emotional, very psychological. People will go through stages of emotions, which of course always has impact on the economy and the markets, but which would make them very, very, very volatile. And you remember I told you we cannot expect great growing financial markets, because the first appearance of Venus, when it happened in April, happened when she was fallen, and as such she cannot give us really good results. But now it will be a lot about emotions in our private lives. Just people will go through extremes. But what is here very interesting, you know that already a long time ago, since end of January 2020, Saturn is in sidereal Capricorn. We know that. I'm not telling you anything new. But now, as we speak, and it will be valid for the month of August, Saturn is in a very specific heliacal phase according to his position towards the sun. What is this meaning? Now, Saturn is representing what? Rulership, governments, authority, even totalitarian authority. Let's be realistic. So Saturn will be in a very, very specific phase. He will be forming opposition. This is valid for the whole month of August. He will be forming opposition. He stays in front of the sun. Opposition. They're just in front of each other, but not just simple opposition. He will be in a so-called phase cosmic setting. This phase means that when the sun is rising, Saturn is setting, and this makes him angry. Saturn is not well to be in this heliacal phase of cosmic setting for many, many reasons. This can be subject for another conversation. But Saturn is not well. First of all, what is this? He will be angry, and he represents the authorities, and they are, Saturn is what also? He's the Lord of time. They have no time. That's why they try to implement what they want to implement. They will do wrong. They will do totalitarian moves, and they will do authoritarian moves. They will do, the authorities will be influenced by Saturn, not in a good way, not in his, because he's not in his best moods. Saturn, of course, the results related to authority will be totalitarian, will not be what we like. They will try to do things. And also, he will make opposition not only to the Sun, but to Mercury. Mercury is what is Mercury? The creative minds. Mercury actually is in Cancer as we speak, and part of August will be too. But Mercury is, if you want, we can take him as the collective mind. Mercury is the first planet, and he is our creativity. He is our intellectual mind. He is the commerce. He also suppressed. He is the traveling, also suppressed in a way. So what is happening is Saturn is, they will implement things, they will attempt, because they have no time to suppress this Mercurian nature and energy. Also, yeah, still Mars is invisible. We know that. He's pretty unpredictable. And I noticed last year, around that time when Mars was invisible, no, it was not last year, it was before that, not that period, I mean, but it was before it. What I was watching carefully, because I didn't have enough experience, what would the invisible Mars actually do? Let's watch. So what was he doing? A lot of protests. People were really angry, and Mars invisible can do unpredictable movements. Now he's in Leo. It will do with it, this will have to do with a lot of courage. Hopefully Mars will somehow generate and evoke people's courage to react against what the governments may like to impose. Venus on the 11th of Mercury, no, Venus on the 11th of August is leaving Leo and is moving into sidereal Virgo. There, I noticed, and it's not surprising, Venus is a little bit weaker. She is having her dignities because she's in her own triplicity. She rules Taurus. So we will still experience beautifully the Venus energies, but there will be more about wisdom, more about well, mainly the word would be wisdom. They won't be, this will not be the fiery Venus in the Lion. This will be the Venus that is very wise, and that would be a lot about, maybe we'll have to do about with knowledge and our awakening, our consciousness. Venus will be in Virgo for around a month, entering on 11th of August. This is another thing to tell you, where she's unafflicted. She receives trine from Saturn. And this is fine, because this trine shows that whatever we reach in terms of wisdom, notion, knowledge, communication, commerce, will have long-lasting impact, long-lasting effect on our lives. But you see, Virgo is not a sign who is very much giving. This is a virgin woman. It's not a fruitful sign. Venus there is not giving a lot. She's not giving there a lot of finances. So definitely month of August is not a lot about financial luck or business luck. Month of August is courage, further eventually restrictions or attempts, because people are not sleeping. Yes, this will be the energy of the month of, but it will not be bad, because still Jupiter, if you notice now on the sky, I'm watching every evening, you cannot see very well Venus, but you can see brilliant Jupiter. And according to the level of their shine, this is the level also of their impact, of their influences. Jupiter is brilliant. I don't remember him last year being, after he actually around that time of the year, being that visible, that shiny with such magnitude. This is a very good sign. Jupiter is ruling our philosophical belief system, our truthful and moral values in a very good way. He is the guru, he's the philosopher, he's the one who is related to abundance. Yes, he's retrograde, but he's so shiny that he is our protection. Meanwhile, while we will be going through all these lessons that I'm mentioning about. So I think this overview somehow gave you information of the energies of the month of August. Remember, be fearless, fearless. The sky loves the fearless, the courageous, and we will have all the opportunities, along with being very emotional, also to be very courageous, not to fear anything what the media is trying to to tell you. Be afraid. No, it will be actually not a bad month, but with all these details which I just mentioned. Let's look now at each of the 12 ascendants, starting from Aries, sidereal. Sidereal, Aries means, according to the ancient astrology, Aries, but if you're following the modern tropical zodiac, this will be Taurus. So let's look at the ascendant Aries, sidereal, or modern tropical, or if you're looking at the moon sign, yeah, you can also look at the moon sign if you do not know at what time you were born. So, your ascendant ruler, Mars, is in your 5th house with Venus and with the first appearing lunar crescent in Leo. Actually, this is good. This will support your luck and lucky finances. Communication with children can make your private romantic life very, very, very emotional. So be intuitive, apply your intuition so that you don't make mistakes, but you will be somehow lucky with your finances. Now, what you need really to watch out a little bit and be careful, in particular, is your career and all relationships with superiors. There you need to be careful, because Saturn, who is in this very specific phase that I mentioned, is very is difficult, and he is placed on your 10th house, makes opposition to the Sun, and this is happening on the axis of your 10th, 11th houses. Therefore, in this, you need to be very, very careful. Like, stay low profile. Do not make initiatives at work. If there is a conversation that you feel will bring risks to your career, avoid or postpone. This is what I see, maybe for the entire August for you, because of this opposition. Then, well, this is a main and very important thing. In terms of traveling, also you may need to watch out a little bit on negotiations. I don't think that you're in trouble, because you do have the luck on your side, but I think that you also have to be careful. In terms of health as well, make sure that you're maintaining healthy lifestyle. Again, Jupiter makes sextile to your Sun, and he's supportive. Venus is supportive, but still be careful. Now, of course, you're going through an amazing process of awakening of your consciousness, and this is a repetition. Maybe sounds like cliche, but Saturn now, with his a bit difficult aspect, will support this process even more. And Jupiter, who is sextile in your sign, financially you are on the lucky side. In general, the luck is on your side, but still be careful. And now let's see people who have sidereal ascendant Taurus, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this would be ascendant Gemini. And also you can apply your moon sign if you need so. Now, Taurus, your ascendant ruler until 11th, Venus until 11th of August, will be on your 4th house. This is good, because we're looking at opposition between invisible Mars, who is also in your 4th house, who is making opposition to Jupiter. This can make your career situation pretty unstable with unstable anything, decisions, conversations, approach towards you from superiors. So your career situation may be unstable, but on the 11th of August, Venus enters your 5th house. This would be better period, because then he makes harmonious aspects to your ascendant. Also, for you, traveling, I wouldn't really very much recommend, due to the fact that you have Saturn in this very specific phase on your 9th house. Now, if you have to travel, let's say you cannot avoid it, do. And if you have to negotiate, do, but make sure that you do the best to win this kind on your side. This would say, prepare very well, guard yourself with a prayer before traveling, make sure that you know all details around the events and so on. This would involve everything, also education. Let's say that you have exam now to sit. Better if you can postpone. If not, make sure that you're perfectly prepared, also due to this position of Saturn, which is pretty, I see it as tense a little bit. So this are the things to watch out a little bit, indeed. Also in your private life, you may be too emotional, so apply intuition, that's for sure. For the month of, Jupiter is saving you, but the position from Mars is giving unpredictable results and instabilities, especially when it comes to career, and this can also impact the home. That's why I'm warning you. And when you know with work and intention, you'll be on the safe side. Now let's look at people who have sidereal ascendant Gemini, or this will be tropical Cancer, or you can apply the moon sign if you do not know your time of birth. Now your ascendant ruler, as we speak, and is in Cancer. This is a position from Saturn. This will have impact on August. This is a bit, how to say, maybe not the most harmonious period in your life, maybe not the most harmonious financial period of your life. So make sure you discipline yourself in a way of organizing your business or organizing your investments, spendings, everything that has to do with finances. Could be also that you do not feel that this is the most the best period when it comes to relationship with family roots, family members. Again, this is because of this placement of Saturn, your ascendant ruler, all this. Well, also, when it comes to finances, indeed, apply your intuition and very make sure that you're very well informed when you're investing or when you're negotiating or anything related to business. Now, of course, you have the very beautiful trine from Jupiter, who is harmoniously watching towards your ascendant like a guardian. This will support studies, even travel and negotiations, but still, even there, the situation is a little bit unstable. So also if you would travel, organize things perfectly as far as you can, as much as you can. Also, pray before leaving. Make sure that you guard yourself with a prayer. But Jupiter is harmoniously watching. After 11th of August, Venus enters your 4th house. From there, she will support your home. She will give support also to your career. So this is not. This is good. So this is for you. What else can I tell you to be important? Yes, the first lunar crescent for you also became visible in your 3rd house of education. Well, this is showing indeed the emphasis on knowledge, education. This is important, and research, educate yourself. Of course, travel, I explained, but to research, this will give you very good and long-lasting results. And now let's look at people who have a sidereal ascendant Cancer, or if you're looking from the modern perspective of astrology, this will be ascendant Leo. Now for you, this is a little bit disharmonious month, because Saturn still, as you know, is on your descendant, on your 7th house, but he makes opposition in his specific phase to your ascendant. Well, how to avoid this? Well, how to avoid any disharmonies which you might experience is be very, very intuitive, be very, very awakened now. Research and question just everything which is happening around you. Just question. And also, the moon, which is ruling your ascendant, appeared for the first time on your 2nd house. This is emphasizing on your courage. You need to be very courageous. You are also on finances. Finances will be like very important in the month of August, not in a bad way. This appearance of the moon can generate voluntarily expenditures because of this specific position of the other planets. Also, this will give you opportunity to make money, but you might be maybe spending a lot too. Also, I think I mentioned 11th of August, Venus enters your third house. This is fine. From there, she will aspect Saturn. She will aspect your ascendant. She will support your education, knowledge, eventually travel. This is very important. But still, the phase of Saturn is such that you may need to be very patient, loving with your partner. And with partnerships, in general, you may need to be a bit patient and careful and checking, questioning everything. This is one thing. So yes, I mentioned about this, and yes, what is benevolent and what will be saving you in a very good way, like a guardian. This will be Venus on your third house. She will be supporting knowing, research, yes, for good. So this is about your ascendant. Now let's look at people who have sidereal ascendant Leo or tropical modern astrological ascendant Virgo, and you can apply also the moon sign to this if you do not know your ascendant at what time you're born. For you, interestingly, people who have ascendant Leo, Venus will appear for the first time on your ascendant. This is you. You are important. Your development, your career, your consciousness, your courage, your growth in any sense that you can take. But still, Mars invisible is on your ascendant. You can be very emotional, be very, very intuitive, I would say. These particular placements of planets can of course, generate what also expenditures, so to say, but those that you chose to do voluntarily, desire to have, to purchase, to also the specific phase of Saturn is showing that you may need to be cautious with people who surround you, people in your everyday routine life, people who are in your, that you share your work environment with, just the routine. With them, you need to watch out because Saturn there can generate conflicts. You may also need to be responsible for your health, your own health. Saturn may put on the surface conditions that you may need to solve. He will give you the solutions too, but I mean, why to put yourself in any situation like this? You may also watch out and be prepared and do the necessary when you travel. Let's say you have to watch out when you negotiate. Be also very cautious in general with partners. In your private life too. I think that Jupiter is giving peace in your private life, but because of this Mars opposing, you have to watch out when it comes to negotiations, when it comes to communication with partners, and also travel, like I explained. So yes, Jupiter will be guardian, Venus too, but this small aspect of Mars shows attention with people, and Saturn in the sixth shows attention with conflicts, routine environment, job, and also your own health. But you have your guardian, and you have the courage that is on your side this month. So be courageous, be fearless, and actually you'll be absolutely on the safe side. And now we're looking at people who have ascendant Virgo, or sidereal, or moon in Virgo, or if you watch from the modern astrological perspective, this would be Libra. For you, your ascendant ruler, especially at the appearance of the first moon lunar crescent, is with Saturn, receives opposition from Saturn. This is not harmonious, so to say. This can cause you emotional disharmonies related to communication with children. Also, your own emotional, you can feel not balanced. The word here indeed is balance, finding balance through spirituality, through spiritual techniques. Financially too, you have to be careful in terms of how you invest, how you spend. This can bring certain changes which could be related to your financial situation. So be very, very, how to say, wise and intuitive would be again the word. Other than that, Jupiter is in your sixth house. He's supporting your health. He's supporting your routine environment. So this is very good. And this particular placement of Mars can invoke some, provoke actually, some hidden enemies to be activated, but then you have Jupiter and Venus, which will be neutralizing the enemies, so to say, in a very good way. So you have these guardians in your horoscope, which is very good for you, also for your health. If you have like health condition, now is a very good, would be very good timing to have solutions to. So this is very supportive. So what to tell you? You travel. Be a bit cautious, because actually this is valid almost for everyone, but for you a lot, because Mercury is ruling your ascendant and he's being afflicted. So when you travel, if you really have to, everything better to prepare, to guard yourself with the prayer. All these things work, because we will now will have attention to protect ourselves. So I'm sure that you'll be well. Just make sure that you are alert, you are awake, that you know where eventually the risks might be, and that you take good care of yourself. But health-wise, you're okay, and the small details that I mentioned about you know already, to be on the safe side. And now we're looking at people who have sidereal ascendant Libra, or moon in Libra, or this will be the tropical Scorpio, Libra, Venus, as we speak until 11th of August, your ascendant ruler is on your 11th house. This is fine. Venus on your 11th house. This is interesting for your finances, can bring some movements there. Also spendings and big activity around finances. You may need to watch out when it comes to relationship with superiors, and also at home, because these two things are somehow related, and both are activated. Home relationships at home, and also communication with superiors. There you need to be very cautious. Do not take new initiatives there at work, career, and be very diplomatic, very careful. Now on 11th of August, the energies will change a little bit when Venus will enter Virgo. When Venus enters Virgo, she will be, being your ascendant ruler, she changes the focus maybe of what you want to do, your emotions, your interests. She becomes more introvert, more closed in Virgo. She will help you to win over enemies. She will help you to rule your health conditions, let's say. But she will make you introvert, very empathic, maybe a little bit closed. So this is what she may give you. She's not super financially too in Virgo, but well, she will be trying in Saturn, the great limitator, so to say, and she will bring support to your home and career. So this is important to say. And then we're looking at people who have sidereal ascendant Scorpio or moon in Scorpio, or if you're looking from the modern tropical astrological perspective, this would be Sagittarius. Now, for you, I would say, because of this specific phase of Saturn, you have to be careful when it comes to exams, when it comes to knowledge. Make sure that you're preparing. If you'll be sitting in an exam, be sure that you're prepared. Repetition is here the key word. Repeat, prepare. He can bring some disharmonies there. Also, when it comes to communication with brothers and sisters, you also may need to be very, well, diplomatic, intuitive, loving. All this applies. Career-wise, it's interesting. I think that you're in a good moment. Just make sure that you're very balanced and very diplomatic, but still home and career is being supported. On the 11th of August, Venus will enter your 11th house. This is good also for your finances. Well, she is not very strong there, but she will be supportive, and she will be supportive too towards your knowledge, exams, communication with brothers and sisters, because of the aspects that you'll be forming to Saturn. So Yeah, so just be careful when it comes to knowledge. Also travel a little bit. This is important, that you're very well prepared and make your travel plans very, very wisely. And yes. And now we're looking at people who have sidereal ascendant Sagittarius, or if you're looking from the modern tropical perspective, this would be ascendant Capricorn. Now for you, and you have this beautiful position of Venus, well, with Mars indeed on your ninth house, trining your ascendant Venus and Mars together. Yes, this is very emotional, but somehow this can bring interesting drive to know, to research, to question. So this is something very good. On 11th, Venus enters your 10th house, supporting your career, bring peace there. So this will be good. Financially, this may not be the most benevolent situation. So be very responsible, careful how you make financial decisions for investing, for spending. All this is important. You may go through financial changes. Now could be like a peak of this, like important moment. The first lunar crescent for you appears also in Leo, to give you desire to know, for knowledge, to travel too. This is okay, you may travel, but the first lunar crescent will give you also courage. Courage is the word, and this is so good. So yes, Jupiter, your ascendant ruler, is in your third house, very benevolent. He's stronger than as he has been in Capricorn, and Jupiter from there will support communication and solving eventually issues with brothers and sisters. And it's very good because he's aspecting your ascendant, he's aspecting your descendant. So in this sense, this is fine. So if you have some issues arising in your romantic life, Jupiter somehow is helping to resolve them. And now we're looking at people who have sidereal ascendant Capricorn or moon in Capricorn, or this will be tropical Aquarius. You are going under this not very, very harmonious phase, heliacal phase of Jupiter, who is in Capricorn. This we know, this is not new, but being in Capricorn, he's in a phase which I told, which is not very harmonious. So August may be not very harmonious, but if you find time for spiritual work, for knowledge, for research, you will not be so much under these influences. Also, better timing would come after 11th of August, when Venus will enter your ninth house. From there, she will trine Saturn, and she will soften tremendously his influences. Then also financially, you will have better timing. Be sure to be responsible for your health. I think that you may travel, not negotiating, but to travel with very good preparation and choosing the very right moment. But health-wise, be responsible for your health. Yes, you will have much better period after the 11th of August. By then, and also during the whole month of August, be sure to be very spiritual, very intuitive, and responsible for your health too. And now we're looking at people who have sidereal ascendant Aquarius or moon in Aquarius, or from the modern tropical perspective, this will be Pisces. Jupiter is on your ascendant. Venus and Mars in Leo. Actually, even though this is still 11th of August, still Jupiter on your ascendant, this is supporting your well-being, giving emotional, some kind of, some emotions to your private and romantic life, which is being supported very interestingly. Also, here the emphasis indeed is on yourself, on your own awakening, on your own consciousness, your own health. Actually, health-wise, Jupiter is very supportive. And also, and after 11th of August, things are changing slightly. Then you might need to be a bit more intuitive and loving towards your partner, and careful when it comes to partnerships in general. But Also, the heliacal phase of Saturn is showing that you may, even though you have the great health support of Jupiter, still you may need to watch out, be responsible for your health, and be alert and awake, not trust just everyone because of this phase of Saturn. And also, he can give you another stage of your awakening, another stage of your interest in the hidden, occult, esoteric, and natural sciences. So he can be very helpful in this sense, but also watch out for hidden enemies. Don't trust everyone. Be responsible for your health. And this is the main thing. But you are supported by Jupiter on the ascendant and your relationship too. And now let's see at people who have sidereal ascendant Pisces or moon in Pisces, or this will be the tropical Aries. Now your ascendant Jupiter on your 12th house. Well, there he makes you a bit introvert, a bit searching for eventually solitude, desiring to do empathic actions, interest in health, but also just desiring to be on your own and research and know. This is interesting. The phase of Saturn on your 11th house is such that you may need to watch out a little bit, be more attentive to children, and also finances, because there you may have some moment of like issues to solve. This is in August, or matters which need your consideration, which are related to finances. But you have the support of the routine environment and health indeed from the phase of Jupiter. Also, what is important is that the first appearance of Jupiter was on your 6th house, which shows attention and importance of your routine, of communication, relationship with people who share your routine environment, importance of health, but not only as your own health, but health as subject, as researching health. So this will be, I think that you are well with Saturn on your 11th house, because there he's not so difficult. Also on the 11th of August, Venus enters your 7th house to support your private life, agreements, relationships. So I think that you will be on the safe side for the month of August. So ladies and gentlemen, this was my overview for the 12 ascendants for the month of August. Be happy, because no one can make us happy. This is an internal process. We have to make it. Do not trust anything that anyone says to you. Research. Also, be courageous. Remember the key word for the month of August is courage, our own courage. Whatever you hear happening in the manipulative medias, make sure that you question it through your intuition, through your own research. So be happy. We can be happy also in August, and see you soon.